everyone, I am Ann Urok and I'm here to talk to you about our final module for this class, which is our case study. So section 1 here is summarizing the case that was given to us. So it took place in Triscuit Middle School. It's a large metropolitan area school with Assistant Principal Kim, who is a very tech-savvy principal. She wants to promote the future success of her students, but she wants to implement a new tech-driven curriculum school-wide. Her two biggest challenges that she's facing is promoting the change and getting her staff on board with this technology integration. Their current curriculum is out of date, so the example given was a paper pencil. The students' state test scores currently are very low. The first change that they made was changing from a 7-class period to a 4-block every other day schedule. And then they are shifting their instruction focus to how students learn. So continuing on and summarizing this case. So our standard 4 evidence, so data used by Kim was the parent community involvement is very low, the student test scores are very low, the students don't answer short answer or essay questions very well, and then that the current curriculum isn't working for all of their students. So what is culturally responsive? So it's implementing a digital literacy curriculum and assessments to help show student growth, and then using the district's current data system to keep student scores over time. And then Kim evaluated student data to see where learning gaps were. And then Kim created a system to be more technology risk for all students that would help with assessments in the future. Kim overall wants to promote the current and future success of all the students developing this technology-driven curriculum, but we'll need the backing of our staff in order to do this. So section 2 that we have here are is there any legal ethical issues? So legal issues, there's no legal issues involved within this situation. An ethical issue is making sure that all students have access to the internet at home. And then is anyone harmed? No one was directly harmed by the situation, but students with disabilities could have a struggle in a technology-driven curriculum. Does it contravene any existing laws? So the actions that happened didn't contravene any laws. Was there a breach of any contract? There was no breach of contract. And then discriminatory or harassment. There are no actions of discriminatory or harassment, but making sure all students are being considered. So to synthesize the facts, so Assistant Principal Kim wants to change school-wide curriculum to a technology-rich one to help all students start increasing their assessment scores and building a more learning inclusive environment for all students, but more than likely will have pushback from her staff and students. So missing facts and data categories. So people first, so the people we have Assistant Principal Kim, her students of Triscuit Middle School, which is 7th and 8th graders. So there's about 650 students, 65% of them receive free and reduced lunches. Out of that population, 80% are African American, 17% are white, and 3% are other. And then within the school, they have about 80 teachers and staff members, with the majority of them being Caucasian. This all takes place within Triscuit Middle School. It is part of the Rockford City School District, and it's in a large metropolitan area. And then lastly on here for programs, we have the old curriculum that the school is currently using, which is out of date. And then the new technology-rich curriculum that the assistant principal wants to incorporate. So section 5 here, review and prioritize the information that was provided. So assistant principal of Triscuit Middle School wants to develop a new technology-rich curriculum for all of her students. This is focusing on instruction on how students learn. And the middle school has a majority of their students have low test scores, and mainly this is in the essay and short answer question category. And then they have low parent and community involvement within the school. And then Kim wants to promote the current and future success of her students. And then she currently wants to do this on a 2-year improvement plan. She may receive pushback from her students and staff. And then Kim tends to do things on her own without seeking help from others. So coming up with a plan, I came up with 3 options. This is my first option. Assistant Principal Kim will develop a plan of action on her own with little to none input from teachers for the new technology-rich curriculum for the students. The goal of this is the assistant principal will evaluate, develop, and implement the new curriculum by herself. And then the objections would be the addition of the curriculum and creating the plan of action. Option 2 we have here. So option 2, the assistant principal Kim alongside head principal and the teachers will create a plan together to implement the technology-rich curriculum for students and building capacity for the educators. So the goal of this option was that the assistant principal with the other admin and building teachers will collaborate together on the best fit way of implementation for the promotion of current and future student success for this curriculum. And then the objections would be the collaboration between the admin and the teacher buy-in, the possibility of having one-to-one devices, and the new culturally responsive curriculum, and then the high-quality technology-rich curriculum. So option 3, we got assistant principal Kim will allow teachers to take control of the planning process for the implementation of the new curriculum. So the goal of this is that teachers will evaluate, develop, and implement a plan of action best suited for the students for the new curriculum. So the objectives of this is that there will be high teacher autonomy and buy-in, and then it'll have promotion of student success, and then the new curriculum implementation. So on this slide, we are going to list the pros and the cons of each of the options provided on the recent slides. So under option 1, our pros are that the technology-rich curriculum will be developed. It promotes the current and future success of students, and then you could see student score improvement. Under option 2, our pros could be the collaboration between principals and teachers. There's going to be assistance for Kim, and then the implementation of the curriculum. And then students' test scores could be increased, and then there could be a higher teacher autonomy and buy-in. And then option 3 is going to have the highest teacher buy-in right from the get-go, instead of an option 2 where it may take some time to have the teacher buy-in. And then teachers know what students are missing the most. And then going over to cons, we have option 1, which is there's less teacher autonomy and buy-in with the implementation of the new curriculum. And then option 2, it could be some pushback from teachers in creating this plan, which is why it could take longer for them to buy in. And then option 3 we have here is that Kim has no say in the plan of action when she's handing all the reins over to the teachers. So section 8, developing a plan. So this is where we have to find a plan of action that is best combination of teacher autonomy and buy-in along with the students, and then having the increased test scores, and then the implementation of the curriculum, and then the collaboration with the teachers, and then creating more involvement with parents and community, and then ensuring student and school success and well-being. So implementation. So what path would I choose? I would choose option 2. So Kim will need to consult with the head principal what she wants to do and the need for a change. And then Kim will propose the need for the new curriculum, of the technology-rich curriculum, to the teachers and staff, and then collaborate with the teachers and staff on the plan of action for this implementation, and then provide professional development opportunities for teachers and staff, and then create goals and objectives that need to be reached by teachers and students, and then make sure every student has a school-issued electronic device, and then make sure parents are aware of this change, and then check if they have at-home Wi-Fi connections. And then make regular evaluations of changes and improvement in student learning, and then make any changes as needed to ensure the current and future success of the students. So continuing into section 9, what may happen? There could be pushback and not as much buy-in from teachers in the new curriculum, and then it could take them longer to buy in than right from the get-go. Who needs to know? The head principal, teachers, and eventually the students and parents. Can you deal on your own with persons involved? I think as long as there's buy-in and support from the teachers and staff, I would be able to deal with the situation on my own. What might you need to do next if the chosen plan of action doesn't work? I think I would revert to option 3 because the teachers are going to know the students the best and what their potential learning is, and what is available at home for them if they are required to use technology at home to ensure student success. So lastly here in section 10, which is our concluding statements. So this case study correlates with the PLO4 by developing a plan of action for implementing a new curriculum for Triscuit Middle School, where one of the biggest concerns for student success is their below average test scores, especially in short answer and essay questions. The plan will promote the future and current success of the students with making them more technology literate and having opportunities to learn with technology. This assignment was relevant to my current learning by showing all the different aspects that go into adding or implementing any new curriculum within a school. It does take more than just an assistant principal to implement a curriculum and to know it is the right fit for your school without the collaboration from its teachers. This assignment will impact my future as a building leader or principal by making sure I involve my teachers when deciding the best learning decisions for my students to ensure their success in their future. I learned a lot from this case study and what possibilities and what could go wrong and what all really goes into when finding new curriculums, especially when you are wanting to do something school-wide. Thank you, and that's it.